Good morning, all, and welcome to the Rudy Rundown. Having seen how well that the likes of Gleeso and Lammy have done in other competitions over the years, I thought that investing in this Fantasy Pros app, could be the way to go to improve the performance of my team and hopefully sort of give me some education in what it is that's needed to draft a team to be competitive. So over the off season, I dollared up and paid for a subscription and have added the Rudy League into this. Unfortunately, even with this subscription, I've managed to pick a pretty pathetic team. I don't know if it was being commissioner and organising the draft and trying to pick at the same time. I mean, Mitch demonstrated that running the two at the same time can have horrendous results in your team that you pull together, as he showed in Chirpfest recently. So, look, regardless, we have teams. I have a team, and we've got a season. So what we're going to go through here is having a look at what the Fantasy Pros analysts have got to say about your team. And not surprising is that Clifford, they like what he picked. What we're looking here is just based on draft rankings. I'm not going to spend too much time having a look at draft rankings, as I'm more interested in looking at sort of dynasty value. So teams that are built for time, not just for this season, not based on just how they draft, but have they got players that will age well, who contribute over the next few seasons. So we're going to move over to the dynasty rankings assessment, where we can see that Lane Frost is number one. Sachs has stayed at that much prized position of 12 with a solid 62 score. So look, he's playing a long game. One thing that this won't pick up is the true value of future picks. So one thing that we're doing differently to most leagues is we're also going to be doing a rookie draft next year based on an auction. So your picks are going to be converted into dollars to be able to allow you to bid. And where things differ is that how you use your budget, how much you spend can be significantly different to what it is that you would be drafting at that position. So if you're say only got picks 3, 4, you could use all your budget to outbid people on a player that may have been 2, or in the second round, or in the same way. People sort of could be overpaying for players in 2 and then leaving players that would normally be drafted later for $0 to be picked up. So anyway, just wanted to explain that now, because that won't be picked up in these rankings. So just going to quickly go through each team, starting with Lane. And the analysts are saying that they love his flex. Pretty much has the strongest flex in the comp. Love his wide receivers. Love his RBs, hate his QBs. So this is something that I don't know either, is how effectively the analysts here pick up the scoring. So we've made some big changes in scoring for quarterbacks and also for tight ends, in that we've got bonuses for yards, for number of, and for we're playing 6 points TDs, and for other formats that really, gear up for QBs to have some big games. So we'll have to wait and see, and this I think will adjust when we see sort of what QBs actually are scoring. So QB, we've got Drew Lock. As I said, they sort of love his Miles Sanders and his Chubby there. And then we move into Juju, Mike Evans. That's good. Then we've got, Josh Jacobs in there at flex. Brown at flex. Dobbins at flex. Interesting. So we can't see benches here. And then super flex, Jerry Judy. Interesting. And definitely some rookies there that he's hoping to play. But you can sort of see with those rookie strengths, which is why Mitch has popped up to number 1. Cuffy, loving his wide receivers of, Adams and Thomas, stud. Oh, Murray, that's right, I traded that. And Staff. This is a good team. Cuffy is very well positioned at the moment, but Darrell Henderson and Damien Harris at running back. So I think Cuffy's decision is gone. No, he's gone no running back here. Seeing the value at, what have we got for? That's right, tight ends only going at flex now. And no PPR really for running backs. So the interesting thing with this is that Cuffy ends up effectively being immune to running back poor performance. So as he's not relying on it, injuries don't seem to really matter. He might get lucky, he might not. And this is still saying that he should score with all his assets in wide receiver and flex positions. So we'll see how that plans out. Clifford, doppelganger there in Wentz at quarterback. Just general sort of above average analytics in all areas. Top 10, actually better than top 10, top sort of 8 in everything is bar flex, which has got Jarvis, it's a bit bad, stinky, Kareem, Browns, double Browns, Carson. Ooh, see some injury risk here. Drake has been in a boot. Taylor, Hopkins, great, and Cortland, hopefully very good. So as you standard Ivers, he's there. Lammy, Dak, he's man, loves Dak. A guy here we're seeing is good wide receiver, reasonable at running back, flex some concerns. The issue when you got flex as poor performing, relative to the comp, it indicates to me, and once again I can't see here, that your bench is weak as well. So you've got a lot of your value in some key positions up here in wide receiver and quarterback. But then come injury time, if your flexes can't be moved to be performing, contributing well to those other positions, then you're looking at a bench that's probably not doesn't have all that much strength because they're not in flex already. Palmy has delivered quite a strong team up here. He's got Devin Singletary, who he's praying is going to have a breakout. He needs a breakout. Boyd, great flex. Diggs, good flex. Cup, I just recently saw one of the most underrated players in the NFL at the moment. I think it was per coach's sort of report. Odell, I just don't like him. I used to love him nearly as much as Dippy used to love him, but don't like him anymore. Monty has some injury concerns. Oh, here he is. Really? Fournette exposure. Mahomes, I think, could be just a god and may override some of these things. But interesting is that he's got Singletary that can pop up into Fournette. And I'm guessing Palmy's probably got some stuff on the bench that he's fine with, being his flex is quite strong. Okay. Ooh, all in the RBs. All in the RBs. Sackwad, Elliott, Deshaun, great. Woods should be good. Ragor, yes, maybe. Cook's good. Oops. Carry on. I think, I'm hoping, I've got him in another league, that Carry On is not a write-off yet. And I think that's a good flex back up there. And then Cam, who's having having a bit of a tough time throwing some intercepts, but against a pretty good Patriots defense, as they're sort of saying in reports. So, but then same thing again there, 11th in flex, and I think he's relying on a bit of tight ends that hopefully Hoopsy goes better there, and then the analysts don't like carry on. Male models. Rivers, quarterback, hate, because he's only got one. Flex, love, because he's got some tight end flex. Seen some tight end value there in Andrews. I think he's good. I think he may even come to TE2 this year. Kittle, Kittle 1, Andrews moving to 2. Eckler, that's a great flex, bomb flex. Julio, God, Dalvin. Good team. Male models done well there. Dippers made some similar errors as me in that invested a lot in quarterbacks early and then faded, but Dippers held on and has rebounded very strong. Lamar, great. Bell, Wingy, Lindsay, no. Chart, great. I think he might have got that in a trade. Jefferson, hoping, but he looked like he's moving to maybe a number 3 rather than number 2 wide receiver position. Kittle, awesome. T. Higgins shouldn't be starting. Tyler Higbee going to be sharing the pill. Dipper is still in some trouble here. But if the turbo kickers for the quarterbacks prove themselves to be greater than these analysts and these stats seem to think, then I think Dipper shines through. Kent, picking big names. Once again, I think Kent has pulled together a pretty good team. Weak in RB, gone the Sturt and gone the Sony. Yes, Sony, at least healthy now. Looks like he's going to be able to start, but the biggest RB committee, I think, going around. So having to put him in at RB2 with, I'm not sure what his other RB backups are, is going to hurt. But he's got some pretty good wide receivers there. If I was him, I would be definitely looking at trying to get an RB and teaming up with somebody that's in need. Buckets, not good at all. Not good at all by assessment, says the analysts. And these are Andrew's friends. These are people that have similar mindsets and strategy around pulling a team together, and he finds himself pushed down to the bottom. So he's got Joseph, Aaron, Jones, Vaughan, Tampa, RB. Got some good options there at wide receiver, but you're flexing Anderson. You got Penny there. Once again, if this is your flex positions, who's this guy here? It's a weird looking dude. Tua, rookie. He's not playing this year. Crowther's waiting for a couple of years' time, which would be lovely to know that Andrew's sticking around. The Dirks with Stinky Garoppolo and a Haskins, Garoppolo Haskins combo, but he's got a Run CMC and a Derrick with beautiful running backs there. Keenan's gold. Leave site. Not doing that right now because I'm wasting my time on this. So quarterback don't like. Wide receivers, I think it's better than that. I think his wide receivers are good there, but maybe he's got not much on the bench. Melvin Gordon in a flex, that should be good. Lazard's not good. Saxy, what have you got up for us here? What do they say, my quarterbacks? That's lying. My quarterbacks are not 10th at quarterback. They are easily top 4.